I need that money. I really, really do. I need that money. I really need that money. Really need that money. I need that money. I really, really do. I need that money. I really need that money. Really need that money. Really, that money. That money.
Cast.
Okay. Yeah, I guess we do, don't we?
Are we filming another episode of that?
We're supposed to be at some point. I don't know when. I think we're supposed to do one a month, right? I think that's what we
I think so.
tentatively.
So the lolcow podcast has been one of the funniest pieces of like internet content that has come out in the last couple like years.
Yes, it has.
So for anybody
That's why Keemstar and I are such close friends, because we both have such great ideas.
well, the funniest thing about this show is like, so initially it was supposed to be Boogie, Wings, and DSP Gaming coming together because they're known on the internet as lolcows. Basically, they're the target of online scrutiny because of their actions throughout the years. And they come together now to do the show without DSP because he didn't want to be part of this. And it has been some of the wildest stuff that I've ever seen. The amount of contradictions that keep building up, the amount of like, it's just
Boogie on his hands and knees was unreal.
Dude, that clip gave me secondhand embarrassment. I couldn't believe that, like, any self-respecting, well, that's my answer.
No
Any self-respecting person would do something like
that's
that.
That's the answer.
And
That's
like,
the answer.
and like the thing about people who are like sitting there is like it's exploitative. Part of me just sits there and like I got to remind people, I'm like, these people are like the biggest, like they own the podcast, right? Like if anything, we're just like, oh yeah, they do. They're all like partners, like they're all like actual partners in this. Me, Tom, and,
I thought they were like on a salary and Keemstar on the podcast.
no, me, Tom, and Nick, we're not owners of anything, right? Like we're just
No, but
there.
I thought Keemstar was the owner and they were the.
No, Keem is one of
like
the owners.
the
They're like
employees.
partners, but he's definitely paid them, like from what I understand, money to be on the show.
They're also, I mean, they're not being
But,
forced to be there either. They chose to be there.
yeah.
No, it's obviously not exploitative. I was just
For me,
asking.
when the reason I mentioned the ownership stuff is like it's literally like by their own consent that they're there. Like they're like it's something they've all worked on together. So like
Consent
for me,
is
it's
good.
just like
You should ask.
I was worried that they were slaves. Literally.
Tied up.
I haven't seen any of this.
Bro, when you saw him on his hands and knees,
Dude,
it almost felt like a
that's what
fucking
started by their
All
whole
I saw, and I
bloodline.
was like,
already.
it looks like this is. It looks like this is not good for them. To be
I
honest,
mean, I'll say it like this. I don't think it's good for any of them. I don't think it's good for Boogie. I don't think like
it's good for us though.
part of me like the reason why
That's
like
what
I want
matters,
to
kinda.
the reason why I want to like even confront him and
You
like,
raise
I
a good
think,
point,
like,
Upa.
for
You do. Compendium.
for these people to change for the better, they just need like somebody to like confront them, right? Like you need somebody to be the devil on your shoulder that tells you when you're fucking up, so you are
You
consistently.
need Stromboli.
Yeah, you need to basically be like fucking told to better yourself every day, right? Like
Pull the
if you-
strings.
yeah, like you need the devil on your shoulder. That's the most important thing in your fucking life. And you know, do I think it's going to be good for them at the end of the day? Probably not. Like I
Dude,
think like
4,000 live viewers. I did see that. That's pretty impressive.
yeah.
That goes hard. I mean, that's pretty cool. If they can come, kind of like pull out of the ashes a little bit, that'd be awesome. I would like to see that.
We've talked about this too, Tom, on the lolcow stuff. I'm like, we would be the happiest people if you guys could turn their life around and like.
I mean, they could make some serious
They don't
money
have
on
free
this
will.
show for sure.
Yeah, not even just money. It's like just like to rebuild yourself and like have a larger core group is like and cool to see. Everyone likes a comeback story, right? Like I'll say something about this whole lolcow stuff. Wings of Redemption has become such a cool fucking character to me in the last few times
I
that
do
I've
like
interacted.
Wings.
He's like my
Wings
I,
is cool.
I want him to succeed so fucking bad. Like I really do want it. And I think like the whole community, because like anybody that was detracting on him or like dogging on him, they've pretty much stopped. It's
They
like
fucked off.
this guy's he's turning his life around. He's bettering himself. He's not making fucking excuses. He's there. Like, and I appreciate that. I think with Boogie, it's like he could do the same thing if he stopped, having an excuse for everything under the fucking sun, right? Like he could turn his life around. That's really what you want to see.
This podcast, it could be like a crazy rehab for these people that everyone already wrote off as hopeless. Like who knows?
Dude, I want them both to succeed so bad. So DSP looks at it and fucking kicks himself because man,
Yeah, that'd be cool.
I'm working on the DSP. DSP video for me is like next week, but like it's just I'm going like comprehensively on his like e-begging saga to the point. So if you don't know DSP audience, DSP is one of the creators that you don't want to be. Like this is a guy that, and I say this every time, like
Jacking off guy.
yeah, the guy who jacked off on,
Gotcha.
on
That's
PlayStation.
the guy.
So with DSP, the thing is, it's like we all agree.
my kinda
Like
guy.
when you produce internet content, like when you start a YouTube career, you begin, you peak, and then you fall off. Like everyone, it's how the cycle works, right? And when I say fall off, I mean your exposure diminishes, but you still always have a core fan base that you entertain for whatever.
Right.
But with DSP, it's like in this guy peaked, never got any better. All right, actually, he only peaked because he was at the start of everything, fell off dramatically, and now he spends the rest of his life begging on the internet, but yet still having a fucking like ego about it. Like this guy puts on his like he fires up OBS, hits start recording, and considers that to be like backbreaking labor.
Legendary.
Like literally, like he considers that to be labor. And he talks about like anybody that makes drama content, like for instance, Tom is beneath them, even though, and I'll say it, Tom, you put a lot of research into your videos. Like it's not like you're pumping these out by the day, right? Like there's like we all put effort into everything that we do.
Yeah.
That's larger than a regular.
Well,
daily
DSP,
content.
he has beef with the Lolcow podcast as a whole right now. He's basically arguing that it's like part of like this toxic lolcow cesspit, and like he just wants no part in it. He doesn't want to be, I'm done with drama. I don't want to be involved in drama anymore.
Even though his whole life is just drama about himself and like
exactly
how much he needs to be making.
Well,
this is like
I was trying to get an interview with him, and it's been extremely difficult. He like agreed to do it, and I was like, okay, so I'll DM him. We talked about it a little bit, and then he kind of like ghosted me, and then he goes on YouTube and he's like talking about how like I'm a drama milker or something, and he won't do the interview.
Well, I accidentally ghosted him, and he took that slight pretty hard. So now I will continue to ghost him because he's a fucking actual moron.
Well, I guess he got me
he's
back. He got you
unironically-
through me by ghosting me on the interview.
Dude, he's like, I only cared about drama. But you know what his response was? I read it actually. He said that I would like to talk about video games. I'm like, why the fuck would I want to talk about video games with you? You suck at them.
True.
Like, why the fuck would I care? Like, what are we going to talk about? How you fail through everything in life? And then he's sitting there like, he hates your title where you're like a decade of failure. And I'm like, how do you take that anywhere else? Like, you have failed.
Yeah.
Like, objectively, what you've done is fail in every regard. Like, I don't understand how you can take that any harder than it is.
That's what I'm saying.
You know? But
I hate to cut this
Yeah,
too
his,
short, but I do
his
got to get out of here.
situation.
I got to go record some
yeah,
videos and
I
stuff.
gotta head out too. But,
Thanks for having me on. I appreciate. Thanks for having me on. I appreciate
No,
it.
anytime. Yeah, we gotta all head out too. So
Hell
Yeah,
yeah.
we only
It
go
was
for this
just
long anyway, so we're pretty
so
pretty
much
weak.
has
Yeah.
been going on lately in
pretty
the
weak.
world.
We're
on
just
the
busy.
internet,
Okay, we're
but,
gaming. We're
it's
busy
always-
gaming.
Dude, we're
Playing
We're
Dark Souls all
gaming.
day.
we're busy exploiting. We're busy
Compending.
Compendying.
I got to go compend.
dude.
compending doom.
we're busy building proofs and evidence and
We
exploitation.
need to build the compendium for real. We need to build the compendium. We need to figure out what our first misinformation campaign is going to be. The Joe
we
Rogan
built-
We could just
compendium.
we could release videos just taking each other down if you want. Just make it
down.
completely 100%
Yeah,
serious.
I mean, you are a VTuber,
All right,
so I think
sure.
you're the first to go.
Yeah, you're gonna be
I'm
first-
royally screwed.
first on the
honestly.
chopping
Yeah,
First
block.
on the chopping
All right,
block.
anyway,
for sure.
ladies and gentlemen, if you enjoyed today's episode of the podcast, let us know in the comment section below. Check out Oompaville, Nux Taku B, and of course our amazing guest Turkey Tom and Tom Dark, his various channels. This is all of us, and we are